Let's act it up here. All right, here we go. We are live on this side.
All right. Getting ready to come at you guys.
Can you go, Andre?
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go, man. We are live.
What's up, guys? John here. Titan Talk Tuesday official. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've got somebody here as a special guest. So I'd like to introduce you guys all to newest Team Titan member and part of the Titan family, IFBB Pro, Andre Adams.
Hey guys, happy to be here. John, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Man, look, I'm excited to be a part of the brand. So
I'm excited to have him here, man. And we got to chop it up a little bit. Andre just flew into town today, so he came on down to the Titan Medical Center headquarters. We've been talking about some good stuff right now. Looking at some Titan gear, get everything rolling. Big shout out to everybody tuning in. Ariana, Pines Nutrition, Fitness DMK, More 96. Thank you, Ange. You bought a badge, Fitness DMK. You guys are in the running. I'm definitely going to give away some free Titan gear. Again, Ashley Nicole in the house. What's going on? What's going on, guys? So at that point,
comments are up here also, by the way, Andre.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
So at this point, I want to introduce Andre Adams. And so, Andre, why don't you give a little bit of background of who you are, what you do daily, just a little bit of background so people know.
Absolutely. So right now I'm a full-time NASM Master Trainer, IFBB Pro. I started in the men's physique division back in the day and ultimately grew into the IFBB Professional Classic Physique division.
What year did you go pro?
Oh gosh, 2013 Nationals. Not too far away actually. Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale?
So just north of Miami. Yeah.
Nice. Thoroughly impressed with Andre Adams' education on these things. With the training, with the balance of different things, definitely is educated. That's one thing that I hold in high respect, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have any education behind them, no certifications behind them, and don't know what they're talking about or know what they're doing. And then I do find a couple of people that do have some certifications, they still don't know what they're doing. But Andre is definitely not one of those people. Andre is definitely very educated about things, and he's been through it. He's lived it, loved it, and he still preaches and lives a lifestyle to this day, guys. So it's a big one, And today, Andre, the first subject is we're going to talk about Hercules Potion, right?
One of my favorites.
So, one of mine too, guys. So if you guys don't know what Hercules Potion is, we're about to break it down for you guys, okay? All right, so Hercules Potion, if you guys do not know what it is, that's a signature Titan Medical Center injectable blend of amino acids, right? Now, what's in it? You have glutamine, arginine, ornithine, lysine, L-citrulline, proline, taurine, NAC, and L-carnitine. There's a lot of different ingredients in there, so there's 9. A big bang for your buck. The most noticeable instant gratification when taking Hercules Potion is the pump.
Yes.
Right? Everybody likes the pump. Everybody talks about the pump. With L-citrulline and arginine, precursors of nitric oxide, you're going to get vasodilation. That's going to create massive blood flow going through the body. Now, this goes all through the body. With Hercules Potion, you're going to get some other cool things that go along with it. So you're going to get recovery with glutamine. Ornithine's an anti-fatigue type amino acid. It's going to help you do longer, more strenuous sets or longer strenuous activity.
Yep.
So whether it's running on the treadmill or you're hiking up a mountain or you're lifting weights in the gym, it's going to help you in all those different situations, scenarios. I was talking about the other day with somebody else, so I didn't know there was pro paddleboarding.
Yeah.
There's professional paddleboarders out there. So I think it was 5 or 6 years ago now, but professional paddleboarders man, this stuff is awesome. He's I paddle literally out, and then in the middle of the race, I have my little box that's on my board, and I go in there and shoot my Hercules Potion so I can hit up the rest of the race. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, it's just all different types of people that might not lift weights or might not be bodybuilders that still use this in an everyday function. Just really, really cool. I mean, so you've taken Hercules Potion. What do you think about Hercules Potion?
So for all you guys that are looking to maximize that pump, right? Mm-hmm. Again, maximize recovery. I use it pre-workout virtually every day, to be honest with you. One thing that we even talked about was outside of maximizing, hypertrophy training and, you're getting more blood flow, you're getting more nutrients directly into your muscles, but even doing it in a more site-specific fashion, right? So for me,
that's the way.
I'm in that kind of niche market, right, where we obviously compete in the sport of bodybuilding. Even backstage pumping up, I've noticed that my body's a little bit more sensitive to the arginine and some of the other things in there. So if you've got a lagging muscle group, an area that you want to, do a site enhancement on, for instance, it's a great way to just maximize the pump and shuttle more blood flow there. So maybe we can even touch on that, right? Doing that for site-specific areas, whatever muscle group you're training that particular day. Yep.
I love doing that. So, I mean, Ashton Nicole, Florida State, big ups to you. Big ups to everybody out there. Ange said, welcome to the Titan fam.
Yeah.
We love Ange. So, Ange, he was just asked about AOD a little bit before this. And Ange, she's lost a good amount of weight with the AOD and coming on some of the Titan therapies too as well. Tic Tacs, the Titan Super Solar shit. That's right.
Yep.
Definitely. We got it. Captain America all the way. Steve Rogers. With Hercules Potion, it does work with a more instant gratification on site-specific areas. And like Andre touched on, whether, there's lagging areas and stuff like that. I've even had people that have been in motorcycle accidents, car accidents, and have atrophy of the muscle. Like one guy, his quads and one leg, he broke his femur and the whole nine, so he couldn't train or anything like that. So had to bring it back. That was one really big thing. Another area that I really like to discuss with people is mind to muscle connection.
Yes.
Right? And you'll know what it is when you do get it, but some people lack this in different muscles and can't they can't get it going. They can't get it firing.
Neuromuscular, right?
Right. And at that point, it works very, very well for that too as well. So a number of different things. And with the blood flow, it's another big one for your bedroom performance too as well.
Yep. Blood
flow throughout, right? So it will help with standing up a lot stronger in the bedroom too as well.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. It can work systematically. So.
It does. It does. It works really well. And then don't forget, guys, lysine to help build the immune system, because when we're in the gym or we're doing strenuous activities, we're putting strain on the immune system. Your body doesn't know if you're lifting weights, you're lifting a car off you, whatever it is. It might not be a fight or flight type scenario, but you're definitely putting strain on the body too as well. So that's what the lysine's there for. Proline's a collagen-based type amino acid, good for lubrication in some of these areas. L-carnitine's good for a number of different things. Blood flow, nervous system. I mean, there's a lot of different things that go along with L-carnitine. Especially, they said, but more anabolic effect now. I see a lot of people injecting a lot of L-carnitine these days. And NAC, good for liver functions. You want your liver to be able to process things as fast as possible. It's a filter of your body and making sure everything is working properly. So a lot of different things in this, but like I said, the first thing you notice right off the bat, 35 to 45 minutes before training or any strenuous exercise, inject 1 ml, and you can inject it in your shoulder if you say I see you guys injecting your chest or biceps, and that freaks me out. So no problems. Inject your deltoid, and it works systemically throughout the body. And at that point, you'll be able to get those good results too. But if you want a more increased effect, that is when the site injection really comes into play. And I talk to people all the time, and some places I've never done it before. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm more of a chest guy, biceps, triceps, maybe quads here or there. But I've got all kinds of people out there, right? And a lot of the girls like to do their calves before they go out by the pool, or they're wearing high heels and dresses. I got some people who do traps. I've never done traps before. That's got to be.
We've even seen glutes now, right?
Glutes. So pump the rump. That's a big protocol we do for free males and stuff like that. If they want to inject their glutes, go work them out and get a nice little pump before they go out to the beach. They've got a photo shoot, whatever it may be. This does help too. So aesthetically, it will help those areas as well. So we just talked to somebody, Antonio Howard, which is another Titan athlete. We got this from Dwayne Day, this idea. So if he's on here, big shout out to Dwayne.
He's watching on Facebook right now. He's on those.
All right, so big shout out to Dwayne. So Dwayne Day said, you know what, I'm going to be the guy to do this. So what did he say? He said, I'm gonna inject Hercules Potion into abs. So I've never done that before. And I'm like, man, I don't know how that's going to feel, I don't know if you've ever injected in your abs before, but I've injected, some HCG and stuff like that in my stomach area, and definitely went into a muscle area. It didn't feel too good. But he said it didn't hurt that bad. So Antonio Howard came in here, and he was like, John, have you tried, the abs? I'm like, no, I have not tried the abs. And he said he injected in his abs, and basically at that point, it worked very well. So for you guys out there, if you guys want to do that, give me the feedback and let me know. I want to see how it goes.
I want to hear the stories. So
it should be good. It should definitely be good. All right. So Big Irishman, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Paja, what's going on? Let me see what else. Top Shelf. I seen Doors Life's in here too, man. Doors, I missed those parties, bro. I gotta come out and see you for sure. Boreed 70, what's going on? Anything else in here? So let's get on to some of these other comments. Mark said every day is Hercules Day. For sure, 100%.
Mark knows what's up.
Yes. And guys, we can service you guys wherever you guys are at in the country. It's real simple and easy to do. With Hercules Potion, you don't need any blood work. So all you have to do is you have to fill out the new patient paperwork, which you can do online, submit it right through there. You're going to get set up for a medical consultation with our provider, and you can be anywhere in the country except for Ohio and Idaho. Anywhere in the country, you can do Skype or FaceTime with the provider, or you can come in our beautiful location. Come down and see us here. At that point, go through the consultation. They're going over your new patient paperwork, your goals, what you're trying to achieve, and then answer your questions on maybe some of these therapies you have questions on. At that point, you guys can order Hercules Potion and a lot more of the other therapies. So at that point, it's real simple and real easy to do, and I guarantee you guys are going to love the effect. Another thing for bodybuilders out there, if you guys are doing shows, right? Every bodybuilder knows this, or every competitor. You know, when you're backstage or getting ready to go on stage, you're usually depleted down.
Yep.
It's usually hard to get a pump. Okay, you're trying to pump up because you're trying to look your best on stage, right? So a lot of people have some little different tricks on how they do this. They might be eating Rice Krispie treats or whatever the hell it is. Doritos. There's a lot of different things, but it still might be hard to catch that pump, right? This is where Hercules Potion really can help you guys out. If you inject this before you go backstage and you do your little pump up routine, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yep.
Bands, push-ups, whatever it may be, this will definitely help the pump come back so you guys are there, ready to rock and roll for the stage.
Absolutely.
So it's a little trick.
Highly recommend it, guys. I mean, I've personally done it my last 2 or 3 shows, and if you go back and look at, my contest pictures from even Chicago Pro 2020, it's insane, night and day difference. And again, to John's point, being able to still pump up even though you're depleted without having to eat a bunch of junk.
Yep.
But also looking at those kind of lagging areas, it makes a big difference in your own confidence on stage too. So if you guys have any questions on that too, you can always reach out direct, and I'd love to share some of that information, just personal experience with Hercules. Man. So yeah,
we got to get a testimonial from you before you leave.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. 100%. Well, we'll be going hard tomorrow. So
tomorrow's gonna be a big day.
Yeah.
So probably go live, guys. I might go live just on Instagram or whatever it is. We're gonna get a training session in. I think it's gonna be me, Andre, maybe Big Drew. Probably.
What up, Drew?
And a couple other people. So we'll see how that goes. We should get some good filming tomorrow for sure, 100%. So
yeah.
Stay tuned. Plus, you guys are going to have Sharice's Healthy Lifestyle Soapbox, which is tomorrow too as well. And she's got all kinds of crazy stuff for you guys. So you guys are going to love that. So usually it does last up to 6 hours by Big Irishman. Usually I say 4 to 6 hours. So even for a guy that says, listen, I'm going to go out to a pool party, it's summer, right? Or go out to the beach. I just want a good little pump. Inject it, go down, do 50 to 100 push-ups if you can do that many. Go out, do a couple sets, whatever it is, and then go to the pool and beach, and you should be good to go for that time period you guys are out there, 4 to 6 hours. That's the big thing. A lot of people try to compare it. You can't compare it to oral. So if you're taking in these things orally, way different effect. Transportation rate is different. Yep. Obviously, it's going to be a faster transportation rate with the injectable. Plus, you're going to get a higher absorbency level. So it's not going to get broken down the gastric tract. So that's another big one for people out there. They might not know. So if you guys don't know, now you do. All right. So I didn't know if I was going to get into my next subject. But if you guys have any questions, please shoot them out to me. If you guys have questions on therapies, shoot them out. If you guys want to become a patient or want to learn more about the therapies, just call or text 727-389-3220. All right, so let's get into the next topic. The next topic is possible link between everyday environmental chemicals, hormones, and breast cancer. All right, so I've talked about this a number of occasions, I guess, through different shows through the years. The big question to me, what I get a lot of times is you might have a 25-year-old guy, right? Get blood tested because he's not feeling energetic, doesn't feel himself, feels down, can't gain any muscle, and just doesn't know what's going on. So then he blood tests, and he sees that possibly his free and total testosterone are deficient, and estradiol is high, which is estrogen levels. And then he asks, why is this? And, after the next question is, well, hey, have you done any sort of anabolic steroids? Because this could affect things too as well. And they say no. Any other issues? No, nothing. I'm pretty healthy. I eat clean. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm like this. So then they asked me, well, it looks like you have deficient levels or lower levels. And they said, well, how is this when I'm 25 years old? Like, what causes this? Yep. And there really isn't another answer. There's not an answer out there. I've been in this business for almost 10 years. So every seminar, anti-aging conference, they always have guest speaking doctors from all over the world. And in the beginning, I always ask them, like, what causes hypergonadism or low testosterone in males specifically? Excuse me, jeez. So they always tell me, like, listen, really don't know. There's a whole bunch of contributing things that could be causing this. Environmental was one of them. Food sources was another one, right? So even chemicals we put on our body can affect our testosterone levels or hormone levels. Hormone disrupting chemicals. So at that point, it's the air we're breathing in. You go outside. When I was reading this article, it was talking about how the FDA and the EPA both look at two different things. They look at products to straight consumer, like aspirin, and then they look at environmental chemicals that you breathe in the air. So there's 2,000 chemicals that you breathe in the air, right? Or they tested for cell culture. And out of these 2,000, 296 chemicals came back for raising estradiol levels and progesterone levels. So if you guys don't know breast cancer, let's talk about breast cancer. Breast cancer can be done females and males. Majority females get breast cancer. But there are cases of males getting breast cancer too as well. So when we look at this, what causes breast cancer? Big one, estrogen. Yep. Estrogen, high estrogen levels, that's like a big, big red flag and a number one sign for breast cancer. Now, with breast cancer patients, and let me give an example. Shree's a really good example of this. So on her mom's side, breast cancer. On her dad's side, breast cancer. Okay. So she's very high rate to get breast cancer. So at that point, with breast cancer patients, there was medications that were created. Aromatase inhibitors that we use today with testosterone replacement, right? But aromatase inhibitors, the first one was Nolvadex. That works just on the breast tissue receptors. So the estrogen receptors in the breast tissue. That's exactly where it goes. So that was the first one. After that, anastrozole came, Arimidex. That was a more stronger one that just didn't focus on breast receptors and the estrogen as far as that goes, but overall in the body. After that, letrozole. Now we have Aromacin. There's even these ones now. I can't remember the name, but I think it was imbalance. It starts with an I, but basically you take it with the aromatase inhibitor now to increase that.
Wow. To amplify it.
To amplify it, right? So, I mean, that's just, it's crazy to even think about that because, I mean, letrozole by itself is a suicide aromatase inhibitor. Right. It kills receptors. So, I mean, I don't even know how you need anything past that, but you do. And with people that, like Charisse, if they are predisposed or their family is to breast cancer, they usually will start them on this right away. But a lot of people don't even know about this or don't even know where their levels are at. Right. So, I mean, if you don't have breast cancer that runs on both sides of the family, you're probably not looking at it as much. But you're not looking at your hormone levels right now. And these levels can be raised. And we were talking about this with soy and stuff like that, raising estrogen levels. Plus, you have environmental raising estrogen levels possibly. They talked about progesterone getting raised too as well. But I would think, more of estrogen-related things in cancer correlate. So it's just crazy because guys can get cancer too as well. So it's just something you guys should look at. So blood testing should be a major, major thing for you guys. If you guys aren't worried about your testosterone levels, that's fine. But it's good to get an overview of everything that's going on in your body, from your vital organs, your blood cell count, whether your white blood cell count, red blood cell count, hemoglobin, hematocrit, making sure those levels are all good. Plus, we want to look at different things like glucose levels for sure, hemoglobin A1Cs. So if your glucose level is high, your sugar levels, right? You want to look at hemoglobin A1C because you want to make sure your average of your 3 months is still within range and good. This is a way that you can tell if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic right off the bat. I mean, it's real simple and real easy. And there's great medications out there that can help you guys. But with that, I mean, we want to make sure that estrogen levels, whether you're looking at total estrogen levels as a female or estradiol too as well for males, are not on the higher side. And if they are on the higher side, you want to usually correct those problems. with estradiol, I mean, I'm sure you know just as well as I, if you have higher estradiol levels as a male, water retention, irritability, possible gynecomastia could happen after that. Just things that you don't want.
Right. And it doesn't matter whether you're a competitive athlete or just looking for overall health,
Oh, for
right?
sure.
You should be monitoring these things
Absolutely.
regardless.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. You guys should know where at least your baselines are at. And
Yeah.
then continuously hold the file at home, right? I tell everybody this. Even if you're not getting blood tests through us, which we have the most inexpensive blood testing in the country, so you can either test one test or the whole panel, it doesn't matter. But you should be keeping a file at home with your medical records. And every blood test you get from a primary care or whatever doctor you go to, ask for a copy. It's your legal right as a patient to have. And put that in a file. That way you can monitor your blood testing or problems that you're having and see where you're going to go or where you need to go. And if a problem does arise, you have a full file that you can hand over to a practitioner and say, listen, this is everything that's been going on from point A to point B, and I have everything here. And they can kind of look at it and kind of tell what's going on, trending things,
Right.
And see if there was problems there. And then the next thing is obviously find a medical provider that's educated in these things. That's a big one out there. A lot of people go to endocrinologists because they're supposed to be the hormone specialist to a degree, urologist, or gynecologist. Gynecologists usually don't want to do blood testing on hormones. I remember when I first got with Charisse before Titan, we'd go to the gynecologist and say, hey, listen, we want to run a full hormone panel, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, no, we're not going to run that. I'm like, well, why?
Yep.
And their reasoning was because hormones fluctuate daily.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you guys can't tell anything else with hormones. I'm like, there's got to be some sort of levels that you can do. And this is when I was getting all into Titan, getting everything ready to go for Titan. It was just more ammo for me to want to do it because at that point, when you go to these practitioners or doctors, they work for you essentially. They're there for you. You're paying them. So at that point, when they're not helping you get to the problem or root to the problem, that's an issue. So, I mean, you got to have somebody that's educated, knows about hormones too as well, and knows what they're looking for. So at that point, you guys need to be educated so you guys can possibly bring it up to them if you need to. So that's really where it's at. All right. It's Rob. Let's fight, yo. What's going on? All right, so Fitness DMK, I've read that drinking too much beer can raise estrogen and lower test levels. Maybe too much alcohol in general. So, yeah, definitely lowering testosterone levels. I know there's data on that, alcohol as far as that goes, and then, protein synthesis and stuff like that I've seen.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't want to be drinking a whole bunch of alcohol. It's not going to be good for your system as far as that goes. Now, if you're on hormone replacement therapy like testosterone, I don't think you're going to have any negative side effects with alcohol except for, you're doing damage to your body, at that point. You don't want to do that. It's okay to have some balance in your life and maybe have a couple drinks here or there, but it's not something you're supposed to be doing to your body day in and day out.
Everything within moderation, right?
Thank you.
Yep.
It really is. I mean, you hit it right on the head. You want to live oh, wow. I got diagnosed with cancer. That's not a good one.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'm sorry if you got diagnosed with cancer. And if you got diagnosed with cancer, what kind of cancer was it? Is it prostate cancer? Is it breast cancer like we're talking about?
Right.
Yeah. All right. So if you have cancer, I heard your nip turns dark over time. I don't know if that's true.
Might just be tough.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I don't think I haven't seen cancer patients' nipples turn black or dark. I've never seen that. I store my fat in my chest area. Shit sucks. Yeah, so some people do.
Depends if we're talking fat or gynecomastia too, right?
Fat,
around the nipple
gynecomastia,
area.
yes.
Right, yeah.
So there is a difference between fat and gynecomastia. So
Yeah.
with gynecomastia, you're usually going to have a nodule. It's
Right.
really hard. It's a hard nodule.
Sensitive sometimes.
Yeah, and this sucks too. Like, so right now, like my son is 12 years old, right? And my son's got gynecomastia.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything for him right now. And I tested his hormones, and everything looked tip top. Like estradiol looked good, everything looked good, but he's got like, and I didn't know anything about younger adults having gynecomastia because I never had gynecomastia as a kid.
Yep.
Nobody I knew had gynecomastia as a kid. I think maybe one kid my whole life that I knew growing up had gynecomastia at a younger age.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy because 50% of younger males get gynecomastia in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So I was like, man, I can't give them any medications because I know what I could give them, probably get rid of it.
Yeah.
And obviously, surgery right now is not
an option,
recommended
really,
by the medical doctors. They're like, it's going to go away by itself.
Yep.
So I've never heard of gynecomastia ever going away by itself.
Yeah.
With a lot. So,
I haven't either. I've had a few friends that
Yeah.
had it through childhood and carried over into adulthood.
They carried, right?
And they were, fitness minded,
Yeah.
very active people. So
yeah. It's really crazy.
Yep.
So I feel for my son. He's got sensitivity, so I can't even hug him. Like it's crazy. He's like, oh, my chest. I'm like, man, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something that people deal with. But back to gynecomastia. So it's a hard nodule, right? It's tissue that's built over time too. It develops over time. That's what estrogen does too. It'll develop tissue, especially breast tissue. Why do you think girls have the curves up top and usually in the bottom? Usually that's where estrogen and fat goes, or this tissue goes. But yeah, so if it's fat, you're not going to have that, and you can get rid of fat, but you cannot get rid of gynecomastia. That's a big one. I know a lot of people are like, can I take any medications to get rid of it?
Right.
You might be able to take medications to lower the flare, so it might not look as bad, but it's still going to be there. I've seen a lot of different surgeries where they take out the gland, they cut it down the gland to a little minute bit. But it
can come back too. Right?
If you have the gland,
tissue, right?
If you have the gland, it will grow back. If you
Yep.
do not have the gland, it will not grow back.
Right.
Now, there's different perspectives, I guess, from surgeons on this, where some surgeons will never take away the whole gland because they say your nipple will invert.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of surgeons out there now that are taking out the gland, and there's no inverted nipples. I mean, they look pretty good, tip top, because a lot of people can get gynecomastia, and it doesn't have to be from testosterone. It could be from other medications, antidepressants too as well. Those raise other hormone levels. It could disrupt those issues or levels, and at that point, I've seen a lot of different surgeries. A lot of different people have them, so they're getting better, I think, through time. But gynecomastia is a real thing out there, and it's affecting a lot of different people in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So. On that note, make sure you guys are getting your blood tested. Make sure you guys are checking for these different things, making sure your estrogen is not high, your progesterone is not through the roof, maybe testosterone is not where it should be. If you guys aren't feeling good, energy-wise, right? If you guys' mind isn't working like it should, there's no clarity in your thinking. You don't know what's going on. You can't remember things really good anymore. This could be a red flag. If your body's not responding like it used to. Now, with age, obviously, your body's probably not going to respond like it used to when it's 20 if you're 50 or 60 years old, unless your levels are corrected, But at that point, if there's something off, make sure you guys are just being preventative about it, do blood testing, and then you have a good peace of mind of what's going on. Or you can make an educated decision about how you want to go further or forth with your health or with your fitness. That's really what it is.
Yeah, it's really looking at those lag measures, right? Those are the lagging indicators when you get those panels and that blood work done. Yep. And now what can you do up front, right? What are the things that you can control between your diet, your supplementation, your exercise, your lifestyle? So
that's a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the foundations. I always say that all the time, over and over and over. Like, diet, nutrition, that's a key pillar. Activity, training, that's a key pillar. Sleep, that's a key pillar. Like, that's another one.
Very underrated too.
It really is.
Yeah.
People, they don't think about sleep, but they don't name it as much. And you always hear about diet and training, but you really don't hear about sleep like you should. And it's a vital portion of your body.
Yes.
Regenerating, revitalizing,
growing,
recharging, growing. That's where all the growth happens.
Everyone thinks we grow in the gym, right? We're breaking down that muscle tissue, right? Creating that damage, right? Training induced muscle damage. But really, that growth and that recovery happens when you're resting, when you're sleeping.
Right. That's right.
It's critical.
It's true.
Get those cortisol and the stress hormones under control.
That's another big one.
Yep.
Cortisol levels. You're talking about that. So I seen this movie the other day. It was just really funny because I remember seeing like this movie's called Jolt.
Yeah.
And it's got Kate Beslick or whatever her name is. It was on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. It's called Jolt. But basically, with her, she has this hormone imbalance where her cortisol levels go like crazy high, and then it gives her like superhuman strength and like all this stuff. So, like the fight or flight type deal, I guess.
Yeah.
It was different, but you guys check it out. It has something to do with hormones, and that's just something. But cortisol is another big one, stress hormone.
Yeah.
You guys got to make sure that's in check too as well. So you can blood test for that too as well. We're talking about vitamin D, which is another hormone. It's called vitamin D, but it's really a hormone, guys. And at that point, you guys want to make sure that's good too as well.
So it's from old to new, top to bottom, John.
All right, so they say cardio, but honestly, eat good, train hard and harder. Nothing will stop you. This is true. So I don't do cardio anymore, which is a bad on me for cardiovascular health. But I'll burn too many damn calories, so that's kind of where I'm at. So I try to get mine in the bedroom.
You go 12 rounds in the bedroom.
I try to go in the bedroom.
There you go.
Long extended period of time. If I can do it like that, keep the heart rate up.
That's
keep moving.
keep his candy tuck. Right?
That's right.
There you go.
You can do that.
Yep.
So I mean, there's different ways you can do cardio too as well. So I'm trying with my son. I play basketball. I might jump on trampolines, whatever it is. But I'm staying active, right? But you're absolutely right. Who dat from Jersey? Nobody from Jersey here, man. Are you from Jersey?
Who dat from Jersey? Fitness DMK. Who dat from NYC?
All right, so DMK said I track all my records. That's definitely where it's at.
Irishman advertising for it. Thank you, Irishman.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Irishman. Big shout out, bro. I appreciate you very, very much, dude. All you guys. Fitness DMK is always Dwayne Day. I was just talking about you. So we had a couple people. I had another athlete come here today has tried the Dwayne Day protocol for Hercules Potion.
The abs.
The abs. So he definitely said that your protocol works very, very well for that. So big shout out to you for doing that.
Now I'm gonna have to try it. So we need another
Me
case
too.
study here.
Me too.
We might have to do this tomorrow, John.
Yeah. Woo! Okay, I might land some Hercules Potion to do it tomorrow and see what we got. All right, so impressive Irishman. Yeah, so I've never heard of gyno going away on its own. Surgery is the only option. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
And it sucks. That's one thing that affects a lot of guys out there. And you can have the best physique there is, and you get shredded as hell, and then it's just like, man, you have this. I mean, if you're in bodybuilding, they're going to take points away from you right away. It is what it is. All right, so let's talk about the next subject. The next subject is the NFL teams with unvaccinated players who test positive will be forced to forfeit games.
Yes.
So the Delta variant is here. In Florida, we're having an uptick, I guess, in this. My brother-in-law is in the hospital with COVID right now, has pneumonia. But majority of these people, I guess, are unvaccinated and have never caught COVID before.
Right.
I caught COVID back in June of last year. My antibodies went away in 3 months. Sharice caught at the same time. Obviously, hers was a lot worse as far as her had to go in the ICU and stuff like that. Still has antibodies to this day. So it's just really, really crazy. And to deal with this NFL thing, I guess, they're doing the right thing because they don't want to reschedule these games that can't be rescheduled. So if you can't reschedule your game, your team will be forfeited. Now, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
You think about just the loss of the game as one thing, but it's really going to hit the players' pockets.
Right.
Because if they don't play, they don't get paid.
Yeah.
So
now, how is this affecting the fans too? Right? Because I haven't heard much on that side of it. This is specifically the athletes.
Just the athletes,
right?
But now here's where the breakdown lives of where you live at. Where NYC is probably going to have the vaccine passports.
Yeah.
Where Florida, they've already outlawed it. So,
okay.
if they, even in schools, right now, if they try to ask for vaccination of COVID, it's like a $5,000 or $10,000 fine.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty serious. DeSantis.
So it's kind of regional at this point, though. Varies.
Yeah. So Florida is a whole state, but New York, California, these different states, they're probably going to have vaccine passports or negative COVID swabs.
Yeah.
That's probably where it's going. I mean, I know Europe is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Like my buddy I was just with, he lives in the UK, and just to travel to leave the UK, they have to do 3 COVID tests.
Wow.
It costs them £2,000, which is like $2,500 our cash.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, just to leave.
Yeah.
And then to come back, you need to do another COVID test.
Yeah.
And if you travel to certain parts then of the world, they'll make you quarantine in the UK. Which is just, it's really crazy. I seen, I understand where we're going with the vaccine passports and stuff like that. And I haven't been vaccinated. That's just personal choice for me because I've already had COVID. And when I had COVID, I had no symptoms. Literally, not a headache, Didn't even know I had it. The only reason I knew I had it is because when Sharice got it, that was it. My son was the exact same way. So it's just really crazy. But people that have not been vaccinated and have not caught COVID, you guys might want to rethink it, I guess, at that point, and see if you really want to do it. Because you don't know how it's going to affect you. I have no idea how this Delta variant is. But all the hospitals around here are backed up. Everyone, when we were trying to get Sharice's brother into the emergency room because he went to urgent care first, it was like, we've got like not a 1 hour wait, but like a 50-hour wait.
Yep.
Because of the beds. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, the NFL, I understand why they're doing it. Probably other organizations will probably follow, I would imagine.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know how they're going to do for games as far as going to the games or going to these concerts and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess what they were talking about today is when they launched it, I guess. So the CDC is recommending for masks again. Yeah. For indoors.
I saw that.
Like, damn. Man,
now I haven't been keeping up with it. Have we heard any tie into this with the current Olympics going on, Summer Olympics?
So no. Well, the Olympics, obviously, there's no spectators there.
Right, but for the athletes themselves, I don't know if they're as stringent as what the NFL is talking about doing here.
I really don't know. I haven't really been keeping up as far as what they're doing out there because they're probably following strict protocols being in Japan.
Right.
Where they're in a state of emergency still. So at that point, I know they have to. I'm pretty sure they have to wear masks down there. They're like. So did you see about the cardboard beds?
I did not.
Oh my god. So I was just talking to Art about this before we got on here. So if you guys haven't been tuned in, I've been watching a little bit of this. Yeah. But so they made cardboard beds for all the athletes. And the cardboard beds were, what they say, were supposed to make it so athletes wouldn't have sex in these beds because you can only hold a certain weight.
Yeah.
So at that point, I don't know.
That's hilarious.
It's really, really crazy. So what these athletes have been doing is like doing these TikTok videos where they've been jumping on the bed to see if it breaks.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Hey, we used to say that in boxing, no love before the glove, right? You want to keep that testosterone up.
I didn't know. Like, I guess like the Olympics is like, I guess they're like really sexually charged there as far as that goes. And you got all these people from all these different countries. So
a lot of hormones raging. You're right.
Definitely.
Everyone's excited.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy. But I don't know. We'll see how the NBA does it. We'll see how the MLB does it. And depending on where you're at in the region, how you can go there, or what's gonna make you be able to go to a sporting event or to a concert. I know, like this week, I was talking to one of my friends. Lollapalooza's hitting Chicago, and it's like a 4-day event, I guess, this year. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes with the spreading and stuff like that. I mean,
we got Summerfest up my way in Wisconsin. Right outside Milwaukee, and shout out to the Bucks on the NBA championship. I mean, even outside of the arena, I want to say there was 60,000+ people there. Wow. And so it crossed my mind too. Could that be a super spreader event? There was no mask mandate or anything, but
you don't know.
It's just kind of, it's all over. Just use common sense.
Use your common sense. I mean, at this rate, the Florida epidemiologists have said that we're probably going to, here in Florida, definitely reach herd immunity very quickly because you got, I think it was like 40% are vaccinated. High percentage have already caught COVID, and there's like a small percentage that have not caught COVID. Yeah. And those are the guys that are catching COVID right now. So we'll see how it goes, man. If you guys are dealing with COVID,
we actually had
a lot of support to you guys. I'm sorry what's going on out there. If you guys have loved ones that have died from COVID, I've been there. So a lot of love and support out to you guys out there.
This guy got out of hospital after 10 weeks of suffering from COVID.
10 weeks. Wow. 10 weeks in there, man. Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm
glad you recovered.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, so God bless you for getting out of there alive. Yeah. A lot of people that go in those hospitals now, man, especially if they get put on the ventilator, they're gone.
They don't come back. Yeah.
We've lost.
We just talked about one, right? Yeah. Good friend of ours. So. Yeah.
Big shout out to Dan Saxton. Rest in peace. If you guys know who he is. But yeah, so it's crazy out there. So just protect yourselves. Build your immune system. Tri-immune. That's going to be the therapy of the week next week. I picked that one and didn't even think about it.
I want to learn more about this one. Maybe let's talk about it. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. And then I'll get to your questions, DMK, about lowering cortisol and Dwayne Day too as well. All right, so Tri-immune therapy. And I'm going to talk about this big time next week on Titan Talk because it's therapy of the week. But I'll go over it real quick for you guys because of what's going on out there. So Tri-immune has 3 major components, right? First one, glutathione. 200 milligrams per ml in this injection. That's a lot. By itself, when you get glutathione, it has 200 milligrams. You're taking a full 1 ml syringe, right? If you're getting Nectar of the Gods, it has 60 milligrams per ml, right? So this already has 200 milligrams per ml in the triamine. Vitamin C. 200 milligrams of vitamin C is in it too as well. So that's a pretty strong dose with those two together already.
Yep.
Then you have zinc. So zinc comes in there too as well. So you can have 3 main good immune system boosting components.
Absolutely.
They're going to help with a lot of different things as far as health benefits, plus hopefully fortify the immune system so it's strong. So if you do come across any of these different nasty things that are out there, and not just COVID, there's a whole bunch of other viral things that are going on out there, or bacterial infections you guys can get as well.
Yep.
You guys want to protect yourself as much as you possibly can. This one was used heavily last year when we developed it, right when COVID started. We wanted to get something that was really, really powerful in people's hands, that covered all these different things, so they wouldn't have to take 3 different shots.
Yep.
And that's really where it is. Now, it's pretty strong, so with it can come, it's cold, obviously, because of the different components that are in it, and the viscosity is a little bit thicker. It does sting a little bit when you put it in. To take some of the sting out or thin it out a little bit, you can leave it out for about 5 or 10 minutes on the kitchen counter with the cap on the needle. Don't leave it with the cap off. I have to cover that. You have no idea how many times I get like, oh, I just left it on the counter, and the needle's on. Oh my God, this is no good. You just throw away. Start over. But at that point, so leave it out on the counter 5 to 10 minutes. It'll warm up. You guys can inject it then. You also can mix it with, let's say you fill it to 80 units on the insulin syringe, right? That's 80 on the insulin syringe. You can fill it up with 20 units of like B12 or Titan Complete or Tighten Up, and it'll take away some of that sting.
Yeah.
That's like a little tip and trick.
Dilute it down a little bit.
Dilute it down just a little bit.
What's your favorite time of day to do that? Because that can be used as a preventer, or
I would take it in the morning.
As you're recovering from something also, right?
Yeah. So you can use
early
it
in the morning though.
I would take it in the morning,
Yeah.
Just because you start your day off and you're getting going. So just get the body, revving and getting everything in it right away.
Sure.
But yeah, like you said, like you can use it. You use it if you're preventative.
Yeah.
If you're sick, you can use it. Even getting over like long nights, right? Those are really good ones to get over long nights with, especially glutathione. So it's a really, really good one. So I'll talk more about it next week, unless you have some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even my mind immediately goes to, how can I leverage that and get more gains out of it, right? So like post-workout, when you're in a catabolic state, right, you're done with some really intense training.
Yep.
I do like to supplement with vitamin C. I'm almost wondering, would that be another good time when your body's a little bit sensitive, and right, you want to supplement with it. So get all those good antioxidants and things back in your system.
The best. And if you can if you're getting glutathione and vitamin C, those are probably the 2 top best antioxidants out there.
Yeah.
I mean, glutathione's a mother and super antioxidant. And you got vitamin C, which is also a great antioxidant.
Yep.
That's definitely a great one post-workout, like you said, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. If you did mix some Titan Complete in there, you have some branch chains in there too, so you have all 3 branch chains too as well.
Go. All the compounds to build muscle.
That's it, man.
Yep.
And kill that catabolic effect for sure. That's a home run right there.
I like it.
Yeah, that's definitely good. All right, so
John, real quick, the gentleman that was in the hospital for 10 weeks, he
Yep.
actually also lost his father, and he's a Titan patient.
Oh man.
Yeah.
To COVID, or was it not unrelated?
I'm not sure, but
I'm sorry.
He said he's rebuilding again, and got his appointment next month to use Titan.
All right, so I'm sorry to hear about your family, man. That's horrible, and if you did lose him to COVID, that's even more horrible. Either way, losing somebody like that, it's just bad all around, So my condolences to your father and to you. It's COVID related.
COVID related.
So
okay.
I'm really, really sorry about the COVID thing, man. It's killed a lot of people, hurt a lot of people, and you have people that have recovered but have not recovered.
Yep.
So you have the long haulers, and at first, doctors didn't believe long haulers. Didn't think that these neurological issues could sustain after you've already recovered from COVID and all these other different things. It's a true statement. Like Charisse has to take gabapentin still today because her face goes numb.
Yeah.
It's just really nuts, dude.
Yep.
And what I also learned is that if you are a long hauler, you could possibly be approved for disability now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to have people going for disability for COVID, for long hauling. It's really, really crazy.
So he's learning how to walk again.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. My
Yeah.
mom, my dad, and Grandma ended up in the hospital same day last November. Dad passed, but Mom and Grandma survived.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So it's really crazy. You know, my accountant, his wife, very healthy people.
Yeah.
Like 40s, like active as hell. They work out. They eat great. They go on vacations. They dive. They do all this stuff. They both caught COVID. He was okay, a little cough and stuff like that. Her in the hospital. She had to relearn how to walk just like you did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going through these different things and have had to go through these different things with COVID. It's a horrible, horrible thing out there. So we'll help you rebuild, man. I promise you. We'll get you going on the Titan therapies. They will help get you back, hopefully, to where you're at and hopefully feeling a lot better than what you do right now and get you tight and strong all the way through, man. That's a horrible thing that people go through. I'm really, really sorry. All right, so how can I lower cortisol? I think my cortisol is high. It's causing me to hold some weight in a high stress constantly. I'm stressed. All right, so cortisol levels. All right, so usually they say for cortisol levels, you want to take the stress out, de-stress.
Yeah.
It's the number one way to lower cortisol levels. Now, different people de-stress in different ways. Some people like to meditate. That's a big one for some people out there. That can literally help them de-stress. Some people go on vacation.
Yep.
And just get away, like we were talking about. Just go up to the beach,
I was
relax.
just in Hawaii. The travel could be stressful, though.
Travel is stressful. Traveling
Yeah.
through the airport these days is definitely a stressful thing. I mean, I don't know how it just gets worse and worse and worse. I mean,
It is.
you know, I mean, this last trip when we went to Cabo for Sharice's birthday. Luckily, my friend flew from London on a private jet and picked me up here in Tampa and flew down there. But coming back, he had to go back to London, so he flew me back into Miami, and then I had to catch just a jet from Miami to Tampa. And man, just making that short flight was just painful. I'm like, this sucks.
Definitely will get your cortisol elevated, right?
For sure.
So I think we talked about one of the big hitters, which is rest. Right? Make sure you're sleeping well. And, you know, John can add some different thoughts on there and different things. Even if it's, you know, you're taking melatonin, whatever it is that helps you get to bed. For me, it's actually sitting and reading my Kindle for 30 minutes.
Really?
My wife got me hooked on that.
Oh, that's cool.
She's a librarian, so, you know, I have no choice.
That's
but
awesome.
I found out I love to read before. But that literally helps me just kind of unwind, de-stress.
Yep.
And that will help get some of those cortisol levels down. And then, of course, the exercise element. Number one stress relief on the planet, right?
It really is.
If you're currently living a sedentary lifestyle, try to just get more active. You know, maybe it's not resistance training today. Maybe it's going for a walk after dinner with your kids or whatever it might be for you, but try to get as active as possible.
Absolutely. That's I think it's the biggest thing, you know, that a lot of people miss is, you know, is exercise. And that's my de-stressor.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, I'll have highly stressful days, do a lot of different things. And that hour or 45 minutes, whatever I can get in, is my Zen period. Like, that is when I de-stress, like, literally, man. Some people, it could be punching bag. I know when we were little kids, they were like, you know, get rid of stress and stuff like that, punch pillows. I mean, there's all different ways, but that's probably the biggest way.
Got to deal with it.
Yeah, you got to deal with it. There's good stress and bad stress. You're always going to have both. It's just balancing that to a certain degree, and then, you know, taking the mind out of it.
Yeah.
Your mind, if you start thinking about things, will start overthinking, and that will cause you high stress too as well. So, I mean, you can only take care of so much stuff on your own, and some things are out of your hands, right? So you got to learn to live with that somehow, or be able to de-stress. And like you said, that's one way. You know, cooking for some people is de-stressor. Like, you know,
it's just an outlet, right?
Yeah, it really is.
And I'll say, like,
energy.
I would even add that certain supplements, right? So if you feel high stress to begin with, maybe avoiding some of the stimulants and the extra caffeine if you're drinking 2-3 cups of coffee a day.
True.
All those things are probably making that situation worse, right?
True.
Yeah.
Can make you more anxious and more so. But listen, the best thing to do is blood test.
True.
Don't even play Frankenstein or guess if you don't have to.
Yep.
Before, I'm telling you, this is the reason I do the most inexpensive blood testing. Because I really don't care about making money on the blood test. That is not what I'm here for. Yep. I really want to help people. So, you know, for me, it's like they can go into a doctor and try to request this test. It gets tricky to even do that, because to see a doctor, you have to go in, get an appointment, right? And that might take you 2 or 3 weeks. Get in there, pay the copay, Go wait some more, even if you're waiting online. Then you see the doctor. Hopefully you talk him into doing this blood test. Then he writes you a prescription for the blood test. Then you have to go to the lab, get the blood test done. Now you have to make another appointment to get the blood test read to you, because they're not just going to send it to you or talk to you over the phone like we do, for sure. And then you have to deal with this stuff. So it's a lot easier and more convenient to do it like that. But people, sometimes maybe they just don't know either. And that's where the education factor is, that you can do this for yourself. You can find out these answers. And even when you get that blood test back, I tell people, because they're like, oh, I want to use my insurance to, like, maybe get like these medications or whatever it is. Oh, that's fine. All right, fine. Do the blood test, get the ammo, because they won't run the blood test, have the results, take it right into them, like, look, I got this.
Yep.
What am I going to do about it?
It's a tool.
It really is a tool.
It's a tool.
Utilize
any one of my athletes that I coach, whether it's just general weight loss, whether it's a competitive athlete, the first thing I do when they sign up, I send them over to Titan, and I want to know what's going on inside, right? Let's take a look at it, so we can, make adjustments as needed with their diet and their training to make sure that we're supporting that healthy lifestyle. Absolutely. And to John's earlier point, I actually was declined by my primary care when I requested labs for my personal review.
They do.
And we don't do that. I'm like, well, you don't have to do anything. I just want the lab so I can look at them. Wouldn't do it. They would not do it. I kid you not. They're like, well, you had one this year, and that's all we're going to prescribe for you.
Wow.
And that's, back up 4 or 5 years ago, that's really how I got affiliated with you guys.
Gotcha.
And it's been a lifesaver. It's just it's an amazing tool that's at your disposal.
Wow. Yeah, it's it's crazy. And Dwayne, I'm going to get to your comments real quick, because I seen that movie, The Secret.
We got about a 5 to 8 minute.
All right, 5 to 8 minutes. So, to that point, doctors usually, they're really practitioners, right? And you're using your insurance. They don't like to dive into things that they don't do usually, or they don't want to open up Pandora's box.
Yes.
Because it opens up liability. If they blood test you for certain things, and those certain things come back, now they're liable to go over these things with you and to possibly treat you for these things, and they don't want to get into it.
Yep.
Diagnosis codes are the other thing. So if you go through and you're like, oh, I want to use my insurance. I was just talking to my banker about this the other day. He's like, he doesn't even know what I do. He's like, well, what do you do? I kind of told him, everybody thinks I'm a gym. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, listen, you do the blood test. I'm like, they got to produce diagnosis codes to get it covered by the insurance company. And even if you have it covered, you're still usually paying 20% of what the bill is. Mm-hmm. And with that, it's not the test that, like the pricing that we do, it's the pricing that the labs run.
Right.
So at that point, those tests that we do, if you walked in with our testing that costs you $150 for a male, you walk into a LabCorp or a Quest, and you say, I want to get these tests ran, I don't have insurance, the cost is going to be $1,200 to $1,500 still to this day, right? So that's what they're billing you at. So at that point, your bill still might be over $200, and you're like, well, it might have just been cheaper and more convenient to do it like this.
Yep.
So that's the other thing that goes along with it. Plus, one other thing is that if you do blood test through us, the difference between us and them is if you don't take insurance and you go in for that blood test and we get the results and you have things that are messed up on there, it doesn't go on your permanent insurance record. So if you use your insurance and you get all these blood tests and all these things come back messed up, now it's in your permanent file that you have these problems, and your insurance rates possibly might go up. That's another big thing. So it's different tricks, I guess,
Yeah,
things
it's
that.
good stuff for people to know.
It really is. It really is.
It's not as those are some of the non-obvious benefits.
No, for sure.
Right.
Absolutely. People,
I'm even learning stuff, and I've been with you guys for a few years now.
Yeah,
so.
man. I mean, I love to educate people and tell them what's really behind the curtain so they can utilize this, man. It's crazy the way that medical is these days. So all right. So Dwayne Day, he asked a question about, because you said you read, and his name is Andre Adams, by the way. If you guys do not know who's next to me, this is a new Titan Medical Center team family member. So guys, give a big warm welcome if you guys haven't already. He's also an IFBB Pro. He does a lot of different things. So very educated, and not just a trainer, but he also does other things too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of just where we also connect is on that entrepreneurship mindset, right? But just everything that's in health and fitness, nutrition coaching, product development.
That's a big one.
You name it. So
that's a big one.
I think there was a question too, specific. Maybe it was from Dwayne.
We'll go.
The ECAs.
Yeah, he said, hey, John, I took Iron Man, EC, and Hercules Potion. It was a great all at the same time.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's like...
Get the fat burn and the pump, huh?
Woo! Dude, I mean, you got vasodilation out the butt. So Iron Man's got sildenafil and arginine in him.
Yeah.
So those are, I mean, we made it for the bedroom, but you can utilize it for...
Systematic blood flow.
Oh, yeah,
right?
dude.
So.
Vasodilation, dude. I mean, you're getting it for sure. Yeah. He also asked about if you read The Secret. Now, he's been on me about this. Have you read it? I have
read it. It's been about 8 years, but yes, I have. And it's
I've seen the movie.
Yes.
I've seen the movie. So he's been talking about this for a couple weeks now, and I just haven't got around to do it. Well, I finally watched the movie, The Secret. I didn't get to read the book.
I haven't watched the movie, so now we need to trade. Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, what The Secret is, so basically the secret is you asking for things out into the universe,
Law of attraction,
and having it come to you like that will automatically be served up to you.
Yeah.
Just for asking for it and to putting it out there. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool, And if you talk about negative things, those things then will come to you too as well. So it was really, really cool to check it out. I watched it with Charisse over the weekend, so it was really cool. And honestly, like before I watched the movie or anything like that, I do this anyway. Every day I pray to God, who's my higher power. I thank Him for everything I have, from my wife to my family to my health. Mm-hmm. And then, ask Him for protection from anything, from financial, legal, from sickness, from anything like that, and then ask Him, what I want to do. I want to grow Titan Medical Center. I want to be a better person. I want to make great decisions, be a good leader out there. So, so it was kind of cool because after I seen the movie, I'm like, well, I'm already doing this. This is
You're
great.
Applying it.
I already knew the secret. I didn't even know the secret.
Didn't know it was a secret.
I didn't know it was a secret. But so it was really cool.
2-minute warning, gentlemen. 2-minute warning.
All right. So any other questions out there? I'm setting my alarm for these talks. Definitely set your alarm. Tuesday, 6 p.m. every Tuesday, Titan Talk. Listen, if you guys are on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the all notification bell. If you guys are on Instagram or Facebook, go to our Titan Medical Center page. Go to the top right. There's some try-dots up there, and you can hit so you get all the notifications from Titan Medical Center. Because if not, they limit you guys. It's really messed up. One more other thing I'm going to let you guys know, because I want you guys to be aware of it, is your profile on Instagram has already been affected. So you're already getting limited on the material and content that you're looking at. So I have a brief tutorial video I'll post on the story again so you guys can see it. But you guys are going to want to change this. Because if you don't change this, it's only going to show you things that it deems non-sensitive items. Yeah. It's really crazy. I don't know.
The whole algorithm doing its work right behind the scenes.
Yeah, so basically it's a setting in there, and they already set it up for limited content.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
you go there, then you go to privacy and security.
Yep.
Then you go into, what's the next one?
Oh, I think it's different on here.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna go to settings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on the page, you're gonna go to settings.
Settings.
Yep. You're gonna want to go to privacy and security.
I believe it was, wasn't it? Let's see here.
I'll show you guys the video. I have it on there, so it's a lot easier for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So there was one more question up there, and then I think we're almost done here.
Yeah. Pretty much done. All right. Last question was how to rebuild. What's the best protocol to rebuild muscle from Titan Medical Center?
Helps rebuild muscle. All right. So obviously, your training, your eating are going to help rebuild, right?
Minute left, by the way. Minute left.
Mm-hmm.
MK677 is going to be a good one. I was talking to Andre about this beforehand.
Yep.
If you want to build, a lot of good lean tissue, strength, MK677 is going to be a really, really good one to rebuild muscle.
Yeah.
Hercules Potion right along with that. Maybe ECAs. You're going to have a great trio right there. It's going to help a lot of different ways as far as muscle pump recovery, raising IGF-1 levels, being able to eat the proper nutrition that you guys need to gain that mass or that muscle back on. So those are going to be some really, really good ones. What's going on, Christian? How you guys doing out there? So I think that's about it. We have the poll question. Titan Weekly Newsletter poll. And if you guys are not getting on this poll, you guys need to go subscribe to the newsletter. You guys can subscribe by just texting 22828 on your cell phone. Type in Titan Medical there, and you guys will be subscribed automatically. All right, so this poll is, have you ever tried Hercules Potion? 20% says no, not yet, but I plan to. 56% says no, what's in it and what does it do, and 23% said yes. So this is a shocker to me. And the reason, Andre, is this. Every person that answered that poll question gets our weekly newsletter. So that's majority of patients or people out there, right?
Right.
And I would say Hercules Potion is probably one of our leading top therapies that we do sell outside of hormone replacement and ECAs. So for that many people, I just can't believe it. It's really, really crazy. So if you guys don't know about Hercules Potion, rewind this and check it out. I cover everything from what's in it and how it's going to affect you every day in and outside the gym. Don't miss it. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you guys. Big shout out to Daryl. I hope everything gets better. We're going to help you get back on track. And I'm sorry again about your family. God bless everybody out there. Fitness DMK, Ange Tusa, everybody out there. You guys are in. Oh, man. On the... well, it doesn't matter now. I'll hit you guys next live if you guys don't see this right now. But I'll get you guys another shirt and tank top out. Just call or text 727-389-3220 if you see this. If not, I'll see you in the next live. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you to our new teammate member of Titan and our guest, IFBB Pro, Andre Adams.
All right. Thanks, John.
Dude, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Guys.
You guys will be seeing more of Andre and more of me. Stay tuned. I appreciate it.